So a friend of mine taught me how to make some inertial sanding pads out of some PVC, some tubing, and some bearings. And it's not really that complex, but I thought, it's perfect for the components that I needed, which was basically to house this, could be done on the CNC machine. So I said, once I get that set up, boom, 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 I can knock these out. We can make 10 or 15 or 20 of them or whatever we need for our shops or our buds. So when I did that, I wrote a little program on VCarve, and you can see the results came out. The hole was not round. The outside really wasn't round. I had to make these little washers that I cut out of some acrylic, and you can see the acrylic is really kind of not round and kind of crappy. So I went back in and I said, let me figure something wrong. I mean, CNC should give you repeatable, perfect circles, everything. I changed bits. I did chip feed, load, speed, feed, everything I could think of. I read and watched videos, talked to friends. And it's still, every one I did still gave me that same, and actually it was pretty consistent, which was the other reason that was throwing me off, was it is consistent. So I called up NextWave and said, that maybe there's something wrong with my equipment, because I got a Piranha FX, and they were very, very, very good. They were quick to respond. They came back and they gave me a couple of suggestions, and obviously somebody else must have had this problem, because the first thing they told me to do was check the connections between all the Acme threads and the step motors, and I did. And here's what I looked at. So you got one on the bottom, you've got one on the side, and you got one on the top, and each one represents an X, Y, and Z axis. So those are the areas to look at. So the first thing they told me to do was to go ahead and loosen up these 4 screws that hold the step motor in, which then allows you to raise this up and down. I took out, take out your router, because it adds a little pressure, but and that then floats up and down a little bit. So I could gain access to this coupling up underneath here. And I did that one, and I could actually gain, there's 2 set screws that go in the coupling, that one goes to the step motor and one goes to the Acme thread. Definitely loose. So I will tell you one thing you want to be careful with is this little 3/32 piece right here. Okay. This set screw is very hard to back out. Apparently they put some Loctite in it, which is good, except that it backs out. So trying to get it, it's the first thing you want to do is tighten it. You want to loosen it a little bit and then tighten it back down. I think this is going to be a part of my process. You can see all these pretty much with the machine sitting there, so it was a quick test to really just grab this thing and just turn it and do that. And if that doesn't move with that, you have a problem. So, I think with the adjustments, I'm a little bit better than I was before. Matter of fact, a lot better. After I got the step motor connections all tightened back down again, and I ran the program again, this is what I got out of it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, nice and round. I re-round the washers, and you can now see the washers are nice and round. There's the before and the after, all right? I am very happy with that. I can now make some other adjustments, because I made adjustments based on the bad connections to make them function, all right? And there's the original, and there's with the connection taken and tightened up. So I think what I'm going to do in the future is from time to time come in and just grab this up in here and on the bottom and shake them a little bit. And if they move a little bit, then guess what? Then I need to go back in and recheck the connections and make sure they're good and tight, because if you don't, you're not getting the accuracy that you need to, that a CNC is supposed to give you. So I'm very happy with the fix. I'm very happy with Next Wave and the guys there that really were quick to respond and gave me a really accurate fix for this. So shout out to them. I hope this helps you. It took me a while to force through, so I don't want anybody else to do that. You should, you should actually, if you're got a Piranha, or actually I think it's any one of them, you need to pay attention to the connections there, because if they get loose, then your tolerances are going to go out the window. All right.